Hello there and welcome along to day 4 of the Hero Champions Trophy 2014 from Bhubaneswar in India. It's England versus Germany in the third quarter-final of the day. Here's how the other two panned out. 4-2 victories for Pakistan and Australia. Pakistan knocking out the world number 2, the Netherlands, in the first game of the day, and Argentina losing at the hands of the defending champions. It's on to quarter-final 3 then, with Germany coming out on the left-hand side of your picture in the all-white with the red socks. Barry Middleton leads out England for their 4th game of this tournament. Undefeated so far, 2 wins and a draw. They finished top of their pool and will now face Germany, who finished bottom of theirs. So both sides lining up ahead of tonight's encounter. A must-win game in front of the Indian crowd, who are looking forward to watching India play the final game of the day. That'll be against Belgium. Belgium, the world number 4, against India, ranked 9th. And we're just hearing there that Paco Vasquez, the Spanish umpire, earning his 100th cap as an umpire. Congratulations to him. Here are the national anthems. Here we go then. Leandro Negre, the president of the FIH, takes his seat up there in the VIP area. And our third quarter-final of the day, England versus Germany. Pakistan and Australia already safely through to the semi-finals, and the winner of this game will take on Australia in those semis. Here's how England line up. George Pinner in goal. His mom in good song during the national anthem. Good voice for her. Willers, Jackson, Brogdon, Hoare, Ward, Dixon, Middleton, Lewis, Catlin and Fox make up the starting 11. Bobby Crutchley has an equally strong bench, which he'll be rotating through this game. It's a really muggy day here in Bhubaneswar in India. England unbeaten in the tournament so far, having played 3, 1, 2 and drawn 1. Drew their final pool game against Belgium. Jacobi starts in goal for Germany. Vinfeder, Grambusch, Wesley, Hawker, Arnold, Christopher Ruhr, the FIH Young Player of the Year, Zwicker, Förster, Hooks and Furk in the starting 11 for Markus WEISE. Germany, who have conceded 7 goals in the tournament, they've only scored 2 compared to England's 12, which they've notched up in the first 3 games of the tournament. But it's the knockout stages now, and a must-win game for both sides. Raghu Prasad of India will blow one end. Paco Pasquaz, as we heard, his 100th appearance today as an umpire at international level. Congratulations to him. He takes charge of the far end. There's Pinner getting the safety kit ready for his penalty corner team. And down the other end, Nicholas Jacobi set in goal for Germany. So here we go, quarter-final number 3. It's England versus Germany. England to get us underway then, starting from left to right. Jackson in possession here. England in the red shirts and blue shorts. England with wins in their first 2 games, a 3-1 win against world champions Australia and an 8-2 drubbing of Pakistan in their second game before they went on to have a slightly more contested match against Belgium. That one finished 1-1 with Lewis getting the equaliser. This is Germany, a little foot in there. Advantage played from the umpire. So Germany away to our right-hand side in the all-white strip. Won their opening game against the host India, but then went on to lose 4-1 to the Netherlands and 3-0 to Argentina. Argentina and the Netherlands both out of contention for the semi-finals, having both lost today by 4 goals to 2. Netherlands losing 4-2 to Pakistan. That was a big shock of the day so far. And then Australia, the world champions, coming back against Argentina. Now here come England along the baseline. Ward, and can't get that shot off. Sam Ward, new to the side, but just called up 7 days before this tournament started. Has 3 goals in the tournament already, Sam Ward, and certainly one England will be looking to get on the scoreboard here this evening. Tobias Hawker peels out of danger there, and Germany come down the right-hand flank. This the first creative passage of play for them in this third quarter-final of the day. England back in numbers, and just kept in play there by Christopher Ruhr. Looks to come baseline. Paul gets something in front of it and then parried away. All came in dangerously high. Alongside me in the commentary box is England and GB goalkeeper Simon Mason. Simon, this is going to be another thriller between these 2 European sides.
It will indeed, and to me this is all about the midfield battle. We've got matchups all around the pitch, so you've got players like Ian Lewis matching up with Maurice Förster in the heart of each of their defence. Sam Ward exciting forward up front compared to Florian Fuchs, but it's in the middle. Have Germany got enough to trouble England?
Here's Grambusch, takes down that aerial ball, gets around the back into the circle, tries to pull the ball back there, and England did well not to concede the penalty corner. It's Lewis that sweeps the ball away in the end for a sideline ball. Germany quick to get that passage of play back underway, and good tackle from Jackson. Free hit comes back to the dotted line. Thought Germany were unlucky not to get a penalty corner there. Looked like there was a stick challenge inside the circle.
Yeah, there was 2 players going stick to stick with the ball on the baseline. Eventually it went underneath the English stick and it looked like onto a body, and Pinner then dived in to clear. Certainly Markus WEISE from the sideline appearing to be fairly unhappy.
Slap hit comes in, comes up off Fox's stick. Grambusch again off the back foot, and England this time do concede a penalty corner. Now the crowd behind Germany and behind the decision there of the umpire. It's 1-0 as far as Germany go and as far as penalty corners go, but 0-0 on the scoreboard so far.
A ball got played in hard. Dan Fox didn't take it down in the first instance. Grambusch takes it onto his back foot, now jumps his body round, pings it into Dan Fox's shin guard.
Yeah, Fox was committed there, no real chance to move out the way of the ball. And Germany in the all-white kit and red socks line up for their first penalty corner of the evening. Moritz Förster at the head of the D. Alongside him is Lucas Windfeder, German number 4, who was closest to the screen there. Gleghorn on the line, looking to break for England. Here comes Förster from the head of the D. Took a little deflection off the number 1 runner. It's come up off Fox. So a second penalty corner awarded for Germany.
And the pace of that ball suggests this was being driven in for a deflection. Yeah, that was looking for Grambusch on the left-hand post. Förster hasn't put everything onto that. He's opened his feet up, looking for the deflection, for the tip-in. And Fox getting the touch.
Förster again then, from the head of the D. Germany looking to take the lead again. Fox gets to it first. Running a brave line. Where's that one? And it'll be another penalty corner, 3 in a row.
Well, I think because this pitch is quite skippy, injectors are taking a little bit of pace off it, because the number of number 1 runners who are getting to the top of the D is significant during the course of this tournament. Yes, they're running brave lines, but they're getting very, very close.
Germany to take control of this third quarter-final of the day. Moritz Förster again from the head of the D. Takes a drag flick, keeps it low. It's stuck under Pinner and scurried away by Middleton, who was on his pads. It'll be a 16-yard hit, I think, so the final touch must have come off the German stick. Let's have a look at it from this angle.
Yeah, it goes under Pinner. Pinner gets right down it. He doesn't know where it is, but Middleton is aware. It's gone underneath Pinner's legs. It's there. Middleton gets a stick onto it, pulls it away. It does get a touch off Grambusch in front of Pinner. That's a really lucky clearance from Middleton.
It could have easily deflected inside the post there of Barry Middleton, the England skipper, but England survive that barrage of 3 penalty corners. England 0, Germany 0. If you're just joining us for this one, it's quarter-final 3 of the day. Pakistan and Australia already safely through to the semi-finals, and the winner of this game will go on to play Australia in the semis, as Gleghorn takes that one just into the side of the head. He seems okay, just popped up. Caught him on the side of the head, but he's all right. That is, just bobbles up into his face. It's fine now. Here he is on the ball. Thinks about slapping that one in. Moritz Förster with the jab tackle to take it for a long corner. Catlin now got that wall of German players to get by. There's a foot there from Middleton.
Germany appealing, particularly Ruhr. Förster didn't get involved, but Ruhr appealing that Middleton knocked that ball away after the whistle. Both teams with a little bit of gamesmanship, just trying to get a psychological edge.
England will have heard, obviously, about that Pakistan result, that 4-2 victory against the Netherlands, the world number 2. And even though Germany are ranked higher than England, Germany ranked 3rd in the world, England 5th. England certainly playing the better of the hockey in this tournament from what we've seen so far.
Yes, indeed. They've just all around the ground, actually, is why I suggested the midfield battle would be crucial. I think Förster for the Germans has had to drop back into full-back positions, and it's just exposed Hauke a little bit as being on his own in the midfield. And the combinations of Jackson and Dixon and Catlin have worked really well for the English so far.
Right off the Germans, so it is going to be another physical match, toe-to-toe. Fox getting involved in the scrap there, and now Michael Hall will pick up the ball. Let's see the commitment there of Dan Fox of Holcombe.
Yeah, Dan Fox doing very well. Absolutely nothing in it. There's just a slip in front of him, and then he's fallen over. German midfield.
Game split into 4 periods of 15 minutes. The German front line committed, so Middleton will have a bit of extra time and space in the midfield. Brings it all the way back, though, through Hall. Has Whiteman ahead of him, and also Brogdon leading back towards him. Again, recycles the ball through Middleton. This is Brogdon now, back to Middleton. Lewis over on the left-hand channel, and Jackson just making space and coming all the way back there, deeper than we'd normally see him. Here's Hoare again, England rotating their players through the midfield. Whiteman does well to keep that one in touch, just actually creeps out, and it'll be German sideline ball.
A great England rotation through the back. Middleton and Jackson stepping back in through midfield to create the rotation. It means the halfbacks can then step up more aggressively, because the German defence really struggles to counter that movement. England, it was just one loose pass from Mikey Hoare, just out the sideline. Tim Whiteman unable to keep it in, and all that hard work comes to naught.
Here comes Germany down the left-hand flank with Polk inside the final 23, looking for that baseline run, and was looking for a deflection on the far post there of Florian Fuchs, the German number 23. He's the man to look out for. He scored twice so far for Germany in the competition. The only scorer, actually, in fact. Germany only having scored 2 goals in the tournament, but Florian Fuchs, number 23 for Germany. Keep an eye out for him. Loitering up front at the moment as Germany try and get the ball back in to the circle. Onto the reverse stick. Oh, there's a foot there for England, and Whiteman left that trailing foot, and it'll be penalty corner number 4 for Germany. No complaints coming from the England camp.
Yeah, Whiteman gets on the wrong side of his man. He steps out too aggressively and slips, allowing Velens to turn inside him. And Velens then just got an easy job to wait for the defender to commit, pull it back on a foot.
Maybe a change of call here. Markus WEISE certainly very vocal on the sideline. A message coming to Moritz Förster through Benedikt Furk. And it's just Förster on the head of the D. So will we see a variation, or will we see another straight strike from the German captain? There he is with the yellow armband. Set to go. Germany, penalty corner number 4, lays it off this time, spins out, creates a little bit of space for himself. Pinner was low and watched it all the way, and there wasn't much power behind that shot from Moritz Förster.
No, but you have to love the inventiveness. Watch this double spin from the top. It's stopped. Förster, they know he can spin for the slip. He goes again. The cameraman even loses it. And then it's just a little flick towards Pinner's goal. He gets that big left-hand glove.
Ball in the meantime comes across the face of goal again for Germany, but no harm done for England. Still England 0, Germany 0. The restart with England at the top of the D.
Yeah, Halke has asked for this to go to video. I'm not sure what he's trying to refer.
Germany is asking for a foot inside the D, and England as well is asking when the player comes into the D, it goes a stick block. Would you please take both these things for me, please? Okay, looking for a stick
So
block.
it's a video umpire. 2 things we're looking for here: stick block and a foot inside the D. England think there was a stick block on the way in.
So England's just, that to me doesn't look like that's a stick block in the middle of the circle. There might have been a foot in there off Jackson as it comes across. To me, there's nothing wrong with that bit of dribbling. Now watch here. That could be classified as a stick block from Halke before it comes across and hits Jackson's foot. There is a toe of his shoe. He's trying to get out of the way. You can see from the grimace on his face that it hits a toe. But there's been 2 questions in that. There is a toe, but before that, is there a German foul? Does Halke stick block? Therefore, this decision get overturned from a corner.
It's great skill from Tobias Halke to get into the circle.
Was a foot. No stick block. Penalty corner. Okay.
Bjorn Nell, our video umpire today, seeing the foot and agreeing with you that there was no stick block. Germany, corner number 5, and we're still inside the first quarter. Well, they're notching up the penalty corners. England are running the tight line and denying the route 1 shot from Moritz Förster at the moment. What else have Germany got up their sleeve? Pinner takes his place in the goal. 4 red England shirts alongside him, running those brave lines. 7.5 minutes left, just under. First quarter action. Here we go then, on the umpire's whistle. Förster for Germany from the head of the D, not trapped though by Tobias Halke. Comes back to Förster, slaps it far post and in the air, and actually at a comfortable height in the end for George Pinner to parry away. Taking a little deflection on the way too.
Yeah, I think that got a defensive deflection on the way in. It pops out, comes out, pops in the middle of the D as a few corners have done. It goes back. Halke manages to pick it and turn, gets it back into Förster.
Willers will take the restart inside the England defensive quarter. This is Lewis now. As that slap ball all the way back over to Willers. Fox in front of him and Catlin. Catlin driving down the left-hand side, peels back in. Good strong carry from the England man. There he is, Nick Catlin, beard and all. Didn't like his beard at first, then it grew on him. England 0, Germany 0. Lewis with the ball in. Will get the free hit just outside. Tim Whiteman just as an outlet on the right-hand side if Lewis wants. Jackson keen as well to get involved and take this one, which he will.
Lewis rotating round outside him to give some different passing lanes, and just that little movement will quite often drag a defender's lines by a metre or two.
Willers bounces for Catlin. Again, no way out, so Jackson picks up the ball. Little bit of a push in the back there from Oruz on Jackson. Now England can put this one directly into the circle if they want. The umpire's just having a word with the players inside the circle that are rotating, and there's a physical contest going on there between the two, as you'd expect. Semi-final place up for grabs. England, can they keep it in play? Yes, they can. Inside the circle, looking for the deflection. It was a side netting from Ward, who was closest to it.
Yeah, and that distraction in the middle of the circle, players going head-to-head, creates space, because there's just that factor of the awareness of the physicality, and somebody rotating in late suddenly finds some space.
That the best chance for England inside this first quarter. 5 minutes remaining in it, 10 gone. Dixon picks up the ball and plays in Jackson. He's got Fox to his right. This is Lewis. Back to Jackson. Bit more room in the midfield now as he's tracked back by Velen. And forced down that left-hand channel, though. It's good screening from the Germans. Great ball from Jackson. Ball comes in, but Förster was there. He'd read where that line was going and now comes away with it. Good chase back from Brogdon.
Fox way left of shot. He's going to have to be aware of what's going on in the circle behind him.
What about that for a turn of pace from the German 23, Florian Fuchs? Just put his foot down there as he got into England territory. Germany have the free hit outside the England circle.
Yeah, and as he went through, Lewis was stepping in there, created enough contact to create the free hit. Germany unable to burst through the middle, but what acceleration from Fuchs.
Gone out, and that'll be England ball on this near touchline. Oh, just losing control of it at the last moment there. Catlin over the ball, leaves it in fact for Lewis, who'll pick up the charge. Again, England just quite happy to sit back in these early exchanges. We haven't seen them go right at it here against Germany in the first quarter. Germany certainly getting the best of the chances with 5 penalty corners now.
Goyunglong coming back and covering that cross-field ball as Mikey Hall didn't see anything on, was trying to float it across the pitch to find the space.
Dixon almost robbing Zwicker. He would have been one-on-one at the back there against Maurice Förster had he got through that last German line. Förster now, again, very patient in his build-up. Neither side wanting to give up this deadlock at the moment as we find it. Florian Fuchs will take the advantage there, and Germany will take the free hit.
And that's where you've got to be careful and read the lines of pass. Mikey Hall behind Florian Fuchs. That was way out on the reverse stick. He could have let that go. Fuchs would have really struggled to pick it up.
Germany moving the England defensive line here, and good run through from Middleton to collect it back up. It's come up off the German stick. Now England will have a chance to counter-attack with Cleghorn. Catlin overlapping run. There's Ward. He's got Middleton ahead of him in that space, and it's just out of reach of the England captain. Not pinpoint accurate from Ward. Now Middleton racking up the caps there. I mean, that's either end of the spectrum for England. 332 now for Barry Middleton, and this just match number 4 for Sam Ward. Germany now, Ruhr intercepted, and Lewis again stepping forward. Catlin has Jackson alongside him on the left. Dixon away here to the right-hand side, but Jackson going himself wins the free hit. Final 2 minutes of the first quarter. England 0, Germany 0. Can England get their noses in front going into the first quarter? There'll just be a short 2-minute break, and then we'll have the second period of 15 minutes. That'll take us up to half-time. All the way back then through Hall. Germany cutting off this right-hand channel. Middleton comes back towards it, floats one in to Dixon, into the 23 now, pops that one over to Catlin, takes it onto the reverse stick, takes the shot, and over the bar. Best passage of play from England, linking the passes together. Unfortunately, the shot not on target here.
Composure on every pass. Dixon with his eyes up, little pop. Catlin now just needed to be told he had time. He didn't have to blaze that as hard as he possibly could. That's when you need to pull through it slightly more, get it across the goalkeeper, take a little bit off. That's chopped down. It's just execution of skills under that moment of intense pressure.
Best chance for England. Well, let me get one more chance to get something out of this final attack of the quarter. Into Jackson again, who started that last move deep inside his own half. It's Hall now with Fox in front of him. Also Catlin as well, working hard up ahead. Away out of picture to the right-hand side. Dixon. Infield to Middleton. Got 3 German players around him. Does well to win the free hit.
And Hauke looking incredibly frustrated by Arus behind him. Maybe they have some defensive lines that just weren't anticipated.
100% from both Germany and England as Catlin went towards that ball, and so did Grambouche. Germany coming away with the free hit. And the restart. Here come Germany now. Their last chance to get ahead before the end of the quarter. Oh, almost fell. Good body position from Florian Fuchs. Let it come across his body. Just unable to trap it reverse stick.
Yeah, brilliant protection of space in the circle from Fuchs. He turned on his reverse, was stationary. If he just got that touch, there was a touch, turn and shot on offer.
There's the hooter, and that is the end of the first quarter here in the third quarter-final of the day. It's England 0, Germany 0. So no goals as yet for either side. Germany have had 5 penalty corners, and that'll be certainly something that Markus WEISE will be highlighting. If they can get more, their execution has to be better. Where can England improve, Simon?
Well, they need to move the ball slightly faster. They're doing it well through midfield. Middleton and Jackson both in that last 5 minutes or so, showing that when they got it and accelerated, they could burst through different lines. And that's what they're going to have to do. It's the very first touch of the ball. Recognition of space, receive and move in one, and then eliminate without any fancy skills.
Go down to the business end of the tournament. Only one of these teams will progress through to the semi-finals. The other will go down to the bottom half of the draw. It's the final international tournament of the year. Who's going to finish top of the Hero Champions Trophy 2014? Could it be England or will it be Germany? Bobby Crutchley there, drilling home some tactical changes for England going into this second quarter. 15 minutes then to take us up to half-time. Just about 30 seconds remaining before we get underway in the second quarter. While they're waiting very patiently for the fourth and final quarter-final, India will take on Belgium, and the winner of that game will face Pakistan. Just imagine if India win that one. India-Pakistan in the semi-final of the Hero Champions Trophy. Well, the crowd will be playing their part later. They are this evening as well for this game. Good turnout for England versus Germany, and it'll be England to get us underway in the second quarter. Restart from Catlin then, and 0-0 here between England and Germany. England playing from left to right in the red shirts and blue shorts. Lewis there at the back with Michael Hoare. Hoare playing the ball forward now, finds Weir. Middleton. England looking to carry some momentum again forward from the end of that first quarter, which they finished the stronger of the two sides. Remember, Germany had the best of the action up the other end with 5 penalty corners. Moritz Förster there with the yellow captain's armband on has had the best of the chances from the head of the D, but England running tight lines and working hard in defence as Middleton now tries to find a way through. Brogdon there in support, plays the 1-2 with his captain. Lovely work for Catlin. Middleton again looking to play Catlin back, and really making light work of the German defence there, just unable to get the shot off on target, Mace.
That's 1-2-1-2 down the baseline. Exceptional vision and understanding. Goes in here, Brogdon under his arm, finds Middleton. Middleton out, back in again to him, unable to deliver there. Look at the commitment defensively in the middle of the circle from Muller. Catlin understanding where it needs to go to, looking for Carson on the return, but Muller just getting in the way. Jacobi was nowhere.
Good signs early on in the second quarter for England. Neither side able to open the scoring so far in this game, though. Hauke now for Germany. Here he goes. Great tackle. Last-ditch tackle from Whiteman, who sets off in support. Carson on the spin. Good tackle back from Zwicker, just breaking down play, and Catlin over the ball now for England with the quick restart. Brogdon outstretched on that reverse stick, couldn't gather it in. Germany will have the ball, sideline ball on their 23.
Hauke's skills here are exceptional. He gets this ball to the air. Watch him cut and change directions as he goes in there, looking for the upright stick shot. not going low on the backhand, but great tackle from Whiteman on extension.
There's Tobias Hauke, one of the stars in this German lineup. Also the FIH Player of the Year in 2013. There he is, the man in 13.
Exceptional player, and I'd have to say in the pool games he's been reasonably quiet. He's not really dominated or dictated play at any time. And that's one of the issues that I think the Germans have had. But all of a sudden, come the big game, finds an extra gear and can really start to dominate.
How about that from Germany, pushing really high there and putting the pressure on England, who have managed to get out of that tight squeeze. Here's Weir. He's got Middleton ahead of him, Brogdon to his left. Here's Catlin, gets the ball into the circle and just tipped away from Brogdon there. His was the final touch, actually, so you've got to say he should have done better. Thought that did come off a German stick, but it's a 16-yard hit for Germany, so yeah, poor first touch from Brogdon. Yeah,
straight in from Catlin. Brogdon looking to the sky because he knows that he should have trapped that. It was a great little interchange starting with Weir, understanding and overlapping players coming through midfield.
Yeah, certainly this looking more like the German side we were expecting to see in this tournament so far. We've only won one game, the opening game against India, and that wasn't even convincing. A 1-0 victory as Catlin now breaks. He's got Middleton to his right-hand side. Carson puts his foot down and steps up the pace.
Now there's a card already, and it's a card through the middle for Wesley, accused of breaking down play against Catlin.
That one tipped away for a long corner from the restart. Germany down to 10 players then, with Christopher Wesley sidelined. 2 minutes in the sin bin. There he is, sat in the sin bin. Germany, though, still coming forward. They'll be down to 10 players for 2 minutes. Bellin breaks. No one in support. He's going to have to go himself here. Good tackle from Fox. It was clean. It went onto a foot. And England can now rebuild again from the back. Middleton puts one out on the reverse stick of Brogdon, who does gather it this time. Good turn of pace from him as he cuts inside. Muller wins the free hit.
Yeah, what a great tackle that was from Fox just moments ago. Had to be timed to perfection. Any sort of contact onto the back of the German player would have led to a corner, and England were able to come out.
Sorry, just a little foot there on the edge of the circle, which Catlin won for England, and that gives Jackson a chance to give it to Lewis now, who comes in with the ball. Reverse stick take from Förster, and well, Germany down by a player. That ball just popped in behind, but the Germans quickest to react to it, and Fuchs now picks up the ball. Fox leaves a stick hanging in. Here's a chance! Oh dear, poor first touch from Christopher Ruhr. Should have done better here.
He should have done much better. There was a great contest down the middle between Ruhr and Tim Whiteman as they were going shoulder to shoulder, as they ran down the middle of the pitch. Ruhr got the advantage. He created the metre of space and really should have done better there, even if only to trap and bring it back into play.
Dixon. Now Whiteman. Ward ahead of him. 3 goals in the tournament so far. Sets off in search of his fourth. A little dink over Förster's stick. Confident from the youngster. Remember, new to the international scene and taking on the FIH 2012 Player of the Year, Moritz Förster, and German captain. No lack of confidence there from the England forward.
No, there wasn't. It was all about Sam Ward's first touch. An exceptional awareness of where he was trying to go.
Michael Horn out to the head of the D. Catlin onto the reverse stick again. This time takes a deflection for a long corner. He had a chance in this quarter on the reverse stick, which went over the crossbar. That one deflected wide, kept in play. Long corner again. Bayong Leung taking it across the baseline.
Quiet word there on screen between German captain and Tim Whiteman, suggesting that he'd got the better of that exchange.
Yeah, if this remains 0-0 into the dying stages of this game, it's not going to be pretty. Both sides fighting, literally, for a place in the semi-finals where they'll face Australia. And then the winner of Belgium and India will face Pakistan in Saturday's second semi-final.
And this ball coming all the way back to Moritz Förster for the original challenge by Sam Ward. Ball in play and away they go.
Germany with the ball forward, jab tackle from Michael Hoare, overlapping run here, and more trouble. Good work from Jackson, kept his feet out of the way there, watched the ball onto his stick. There was a free hit conceded outside the circle though first. Before that, good cover work from Jackson. Sideline ball.
And what's important in those instances is cover defence. It's two-man defence, not getting isolated, so Jackson needs a man off his shoulder. Well, not that time he doesn't, because he picks it beautifully cleanly.
There he is. He does have a man off his shoulder in the form of Catlin in the offence though. Defensive move which Catlin restarts. A self-pass charged down by Oruz. Play on, says the umpire. Here's Jackson, first time touch this time to Willers. Willers gets his feet around and back through Jackson. England have numbers over here on the right-hand side with Whiteman ahead of him on the right-hand side. Leghorn is there in support. Here he is now on the ball. Back to Whiteman again, can't keep it in, and that's where England need to be a little bit more clinical. Whiteman getting into good position.
Yeah, that little drop-off's lovely. The defence step out, Whiteman can then get behind, but it's just slightly behind him. I would agree with what he tried to do. If he'd stopped and got into a really good position to receive that on the reverse, there'd have been no forward momentum. If he'd managed to pull off that one-handed reverse stick take, he would have been into goal.
England 0, Germany 0. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. Is the 7th Champions Trophy meeting between these two sides. England have won just one of those in the past, Germany 4, and there's been one draw as well. Who's going to take the win today and who's going to progress to the semi-finals? Knockout stages, as Barry Middleton can't quite gather that. It's Winfeder with the restart. Germany's Tobias Holker floats that one in behind. Now Germany come forward looking for that 1-2. It was Winfeder making the lunging run forward.
This is where Lewis needs to be careful. Sorry, Mike, he's run forward through these spaces before, and it's when he runs into midfield, eliminates one player, then gets caught up trying to eliminate a second, that occasionally he gets robbed. That time he does well.
Willers again working his feet around, back through Hort. Lewis to his left. Germany now decide to go. A little bit of extra pressure here on Michael Hort, but skips that pass. Willers down the right-hand side, across the 23 and comes diagonally into the D. Jackson was there, the ball was just a touch behind him as Willers fired that one directly at the P-spot. We had a good line of sight of that one.
Yeah, the line down, Maurice Förster's left foot was on. The Germans immediately come away at the other end.
Both players slipping. Dan Fox getting up the quickest and then just putting that one back on the foot of Nicholas Bellan. England again with Willers. Willers back to Lewis. Middleton. There's triangles from England.
Willers not massively familiar in terms of experience with getting away up the sides of the pitch, but now on his right-hand side, away out of shot. If Jackson can see him on a reverse pass, he hasn't, he's just overrun it into that bottom corner.
And straight onto the stick of Mats Grambusch. Now Germany will counter-attack. 3 players in support of Wesley, who's back on after his green card. Goes to air, and, well, probably not the pass to make.
No, you can see what he was trying to do, because as all the players had turned to see Wesley check his pace after he'd stopped, all of a sudden he had that overlapping support run from Grambusch up into the forward line.
End-to-end stuff at the moment then between these two sides as Henry Weir now comes crashing down. Weir of Wimbledon earns England a free hit. Here's White.
Yeah, he just tries to change direction. There's a little bit of a stick check to start with, then a slight hip to hip.
Lewis. Bit of pace on that one. Gleghorn was coming back towards it, had some pressure on him from Moritz Polk. Unable to gather that one. Germany will have the ball with the restart.
The Lewis range of passes is admired in terms of he's got the touch and the flair to eliminate one-on-one. He scored a fantastic goal just the other day, having eliminated and driven on his backhand. Apparently he takes his shooting drills very, very seriously. But there you see the difference between an old-school hit delivery and the longer slap delivery, which has a bit more disguise but takes a fraction more time.
Under 4 minutes left to play in the first half. It's still England 0, Germany 0. A better contested half, or quarter I should say, from England in this second quarter. No penalty corners in it, just 5 coming in the first quarter for Germany, but England have managed to batten down the hatches as Brogdon looks to get going. Catlin restarts for England. There's Whiteman into Brogdon. Peels out and gets that shot, which takes a deflection for a long corner.
Rashad's suggested it hit a foot before it came in from there, so he's brought the ball back in, which is why it's off the sideline.
Whiteman just keeping it away from Guyon-Long, and Brogdon again tries to find a way and gets Ward's stick, but only a faintest of touches. And now Germany will counter-attack. There's going to be 3-on-3 here if Germany can push numbers forward. Counter-attack through Gommel down the right-hand flank. Ward tracking all the way back, and England pegged back into their own D now. Good tackle away from Lewis. Middleton now back in support. Guyon-Long plays the ball into the circle. And Germany just looking for the foot there as Velen turned. No joy.
Well, there's some contact in the middle of the circle. The umpires are talking to each other. There was a horrible challenge on the dotted line. This was Velen looking for a foot as he's pushed it off the near side. What umpire Paco Vasquez is looking for is having a word. He knows that there was an incident. There was a bad tackle on Guyon-Long. And he's trying to issue a card. Is he going to issue captain's card? Is he going to the bench?
I think he's actually going towards Barry Middleton, who just been substituted, a rolling substitution, but the umpire wants to give him a card for this incident here, I think.
This is the challenge. It's Whiteman. It is a horrible challenge. It could easily be considered to be a card.
He's given it to Ward. Ward has picked up the card.
Well, it's completely the wrong player. However, it's a card. I mean, you've got to admit, I don't know the process about cards for players on the bench or not on the bench, or whether it has to be a captain's card. Can't comment. However, England do deserve to be that man down for 2 minutes based on the ferocity of the tackle that we saw.
Yeah, well, poor Sam Ward. It wasn't him, it was Tim Whiteman, who's still on the pitch just away to the right-hand side and in possession now for England. A little bit of extra pressure for England now then with a player down. See how aggressive they'll be going forward. Ashley Jackson with the route one ball. It wasn't as accurate as he would have liked. Carson gave chase. There is Sam Ward picking up a green card. There'll be a beer after the tournament, I think, from Tim Whiteman for that one.
Well, given he'd already come off to be substituted anyway, he was looking forward to a sit down. Consequently, he's just got an enforced sit down. Nothing of his own making.
I find that funny back at Beeston watching this one. That's Germany with a ball in and some rather casual defending from England, but it's come away now with Brogdon.
Yeah, Dan Fox with something akin to a square cut, as I understand it, a good cricketer in his own right. Just off his right foot, looking to play across the ball and get it clear.
No goals in game 15 of the tournament then. It's day 4. And both sides looking to book their place in the semi-finals as Jackson just teased that one up for Ian Lewis. Aerial ball looking for Catlin, and the defender Guyon-Long underneath that one. Catlin not 5 metres.
Yeah, both players had set off at exactly the same time. Guyon-Long had seen Ian Lewis' body shape, and quite often that's what sets players moving, is you realise what a player can do with the ball because of the carrying position. And as soon as it goes into the back foot of Lewis, he can flick it up.
Germany looking to take advantage here of the extra man over. England down to 10, and now they've conceded a penalty corner. It's their 6th of the game so far for Germany, and they've got the penalty corner right on the nick of half-time.
The Gleghorn's tackling lines are all wrong. As soon as that went outside him, he needed to cut back towards his own circle. That was never going to be anything other than a penalty corner, and I think he's lucky not to have picked up a card in his own right.
UGLY. He ain't got no alibi. Germany, penalty corner then on half-time. 34 seconds remaining. We'll have time to play this out. Moritz Förster there at the top of the D. Germany then with a chance to take the lead at half-time. It is Förster from the top, goes high and beats George Pinner, beats Barry Middleton, and Germany have the lead going in here at half-time. It's England 0, Germany 1. Well, Moritz Förster on target. The clock will stop. 27 seconds on it in the half, and Moritz Förster has put his side ahead eventually.
Out stop, opens the wrists. You think Pinner might get somewhere a little bit closer. Middleton flaps at it, goes like a rocket, serious pace, but for a big man, George Pinner, you would expect he just takes a fraction of a step to his right. There's a big space down that left. It's not right in the corner, but it goes in very, very quickly.
It's The German captain Moritz Förster scoring that penalty corner on 30 minutes, right on the dot of half-time. He's the final few interchange passes. Whiteman ducking inside for England. Can they get a corner of their own? It's still Whiteman. Now Catlin. Last few seconds, England need to get into the circle. There was a foot there from Catlin. And then Catlin going down there as well. Not sure that was deliberate. Looked accidental. The German player's still over him, apologising. Came off Catlin's foot just before that. Germany take in a 1-0 lead at half-time. So there is the official hooter. And the half-time score is England 0, Germany 1.
You see it on the replay, Catlin tries to turn. Well, you could suggest Zwicker was going for the ball, but he has gone through Catlin in an attempt to play it. Again, another player that I think is lucky not to have picked up a card.
So both sides go in at half-time for some refreshments. Still 30 minutes left to play. We're halfway through it. England trail here by 1-0. Conceded that penalty corner to Germany, scored by Moritz Förster on 30 minutes. England have to come back and deliver the goods in the second half. Pinner, well, he may well be disappointed that he didn't get something more behind that penalty corner shot from Moritz Förster, but he has to put it behind him. And England have to step up to the plate if they want to book their place against Australia in the semi-final. Half-time here, it's England 0, Germany 1. Welcome back to quarter-final 3. It's day 4 of the Hero Champions Trophy. It's half-time between England and Germany lead through their captain Moritz Förster, scoring right on the death there of half-time, converting a penalty corner, and Germany leading here as they look to book a place against Australia in Saturday's semi-finals. Let's take a look back at some of the highlights then from this half. Chances up each end. We'll start with England. Lovely series of 1-2s there. Middleton looking for that return pass to Catlin. Also had Carson there, but unable to get a shot on target. Germany then straight back up the other end. Florian Fuchs has looked strong carrying the ball forward. Unfortunately, the final touch there of Chris de Ruhr just letting him down. Whiteman lays the ball off for Gleghorn, receives the ball on the baseline, but can't do anything with it for England's next chance. Then Germany weren't overly effective with their first 5 penalty corners, but the 6th was bang on target. There is Moritz Förster of Germany and the Ranchy Rhinos putting Marcus Weisse's side ahead. So 1-0 at the half. England GB goalkeeper Simon Mason alongside me. He's watched the half. Chance to analyse some of those other stats, Simon.
Well, obviously all very even, other than the penalty corners, and we have to remember that of those 6, 4 of them were all in one great big barrage right at the beginning of the game. So it's pretty close. The midfield is tight. I think the Germans are just a little bit more effective and clinical in the England circle. But if England can convert some of the highlight chances that we saw, there's some lovely little interplay passes, and they're only a fraction off creating something meaningful and troubling Jacobi, who at the moment is completely unconcerned.
What do England have to do here in this second half if they're going to get their noses, well, level to start with, and then ahead to get a win in this important crunch quarter-final?
Well, you suggest they've got to pass the ball slightly quicker, either by thinking faster and releasing the pass earlier, or putting a bit more ball speed on the pass in the first instance. Depends which way they want to go. The issue on this turf is if you go for a harder pass, it can skip and bobble slightly. So I'd suggest they have to think faster.
There's our presentation team here in Bhubaneswar, getting the crowd going. They're enjoying their half-time entertainment, and India, the hosts, take on Belgium in the final game of day 4. Belgium versus India coming up directly after this, and we've got about 2 minutes to go until pushback between between Germany and England. Let's head down pitch side then with Dubai and Sen and hear from the England camp.
Bobby, a brighter start by Germany, but it seemed like you came back in that first half. Must have been disappointing to concede the goal then.
Yeah, obviously disappointing to concede the goal. You're dead right. We were really too slow off the start, and Germany were better than us, but we've fought our way back into the game, and in patches we've played some really good hockey. I want that for the rest of the game.
Well, conceding 6 penalty corners, that must be a source of concern. What have we told them for the second half?
Yeah, 6, but they were kind of rear water a lot of them, so yeah, that is a concern. We obviously can't continue to concede penalty corners. That's about us being diligent with our defence. But most importantly for us, we've got to put them under some pressure by playing better with the ball more often. So some of our passing game, which is opening up, we need to do that more often.
Well, all the best for the next 2 quarters.
Thank you.
So England can't afford to concede anymore. Just 5 goals conceded in the tournament, including the one that separates them in this match against Germany, scored by Moritz Förster. They've scored 12 in the tournament, and they'll be looking to extend that tally of goal scorers as this tournament goes on. Rarely see Markus WEISE smile, but seems to be in relatively good spirits. His side ahead just at the break. There's the goal scorer, Moritz Förster, who was first out on the pitch this evening a good hour or so before it, practicing his golf swing. Looks pretty handy too as well, by the way. Bobby Crutchley back down, head down to his tablet to pick up where he left off at the end of that first half. There's Sam Wall, closest to us in his picture. Got a green card in that first half thanks to his teammate Tim Whiteman. Picked one up for him, took one for the team. But England back up to full strength for the start of their second half. So get behind your teams, whether it be England, whether it be Germany. This, the concluding half, broken down into 2 15-minute quarters. The third quarter-final. We're in the knockout stages of this year's Hero Champions Trophy 2014. Here we go then, second half underway. Germany playing from left to right with that goal advantage. Moritz Förster scoring right on the death of the first half. Germany tried to get in just around the edge of the circle there, but England winning the free hit. They'll pick up possession deep in their own half, and they've got everything to do here in this second half and in this third quarter, Simon.
Yeah, and Crutchley said it at half-time, they just played too slowly in the early exchanges. They've built their way back into it, and they've played some nice hockey through midfield. But they just haven't played that nice hockey consistently enough. And it's about doing the right things all of the time. It's not flair and flashes of brilliance. And the Germans, I think, have just been more consistently effective during the course of this match so far.
Moritz Förster quite happy just to aerial that one back England's way. Is there a danger here of England pushing forward? Germany look at the moment as though they've started this quarter, sat really deep inside their own half, and will look to catch England on the counter.
They may well do, and they've done that occasionally when they've had to resort to those longer balls. But Hauke's been busier in midfield, and they've created better build-up play. They don't have to resort yet to that long ball. When Förster's been forced to slap it long, it hasn't been that effective for the Germans.
Jabbed out a play by Firk. Barry Milton with the self-pass for the restart. Inside the attacking 23, looking to ball into the circle, but can't find it. Out through Hoare, changes the angle. This is Lewis. Has to open up his body shape. But again, Germany cutting off that pass to the right-hand touchline where Dan Fox is waiting for it. Gleghorn infield. And 2 England defenders just having to interchange passes. Great pick-up from Ashley Jackson on the reverse stick. Again, so casual and natural. Inside the circle now for England across the face of goal. Sam Ward was the target, but had it just poached away from him by the German defence at the last minute.
Yeah, and Jackson just needed to actually get a little bit of bobble on the pass. It makes the execution of the shot that much harder. But because he'd gone to the air to get it to the baseline in the first instance, if he got it back with a little bit of lift, then it would have gone over the flat stick of the German defence.
Here's Weir taking up a slightly higher position up the field. Willers, Catlin with the overlapping run.
Catlin won't thank Willers for that, because that's into a slippy part of the track. He managed to keep it on and win a free hit. Willers just put a little bit too much juice on that.
Restart for England inside the attacking 23 still. They're forcing this left channel. That's where their main attacks have come in this third quarter. 12.5 minutes left to play in the quarter if you are just joining us for the second half. England 0, Germany 1. Germany head through a Moritz Förster penalty corner at the end of that first half. Here's Weir under his shoulder, looks to find Ward. And Germany did well not to find the foot there. Pilt Arnold was closer to it in the German defence. And now Fox dumps that one goal bound. Will be a restart at the head of the D for Moritz Förster in Germany.
Yeah, that's fine to mix things up. England have gone in down one side consistently for 30 or 45 seconds. Swing it out around, use your point defensive player through Lewis, finding Fox on that right-hand side. Every now and again a crash ball in just keeps the defence honest. It's not something you want to employ as a consistent tactic. Just every now and again mix things up.
Well, these two sides faced each other at the beginning of the year here in India. They were playing in Delhi in the Hockey World League. England coming out winners on that occasion by 2-1. Goals for Carson and Jackson. Milk Cow of Germany, the only goal scorer, was back in January, so that was the last major international tournament that the two sides faced each other. And of course, and Germany taking part in the Euro Nations Hockey Championships at the Lee Valley Hockey Centre, and that's something to look forward to in 2015. 21st of August is the date to put in your diary to see the likes of Dan Fox here in possession in action. Germany, though, pick up the ball with Moritz Förster. 11 minutes to play in the third quarter, and Dixon tracks back there. Middleton now. England with the ball back.
And MARKUS just consistently looking more dangerous. Passage of play a few moments ago, he was the player stepping through from midfield into the forward line to dictate the German offensive press. In doing so, he can just use his experience to get people in the right place around him.
Brogdon just looked to go along the baseline there, took it across, and so gives possession back to Germany, and now has to backtrack. England sitting at about a three-quarter press as Germany restart again. They just look like they've got too much room to operate at the moment, and England a bit all over the place as far as organisation goes. 10 minutes remaining now as Velen mistraps that one either side, not taking these important reverse stick traps, open stick traps, taking the ball across the baseline. It's all a bit scrappy.
It is all a bit scrappy, and in that last passage of play, when it's Gleghorn who stepped out in the England front defence, but when he stepped out, it felt like, you're absolutely right, Mike, that he was just isolated. He'd stepped too far away from his midfield. In doing so, it left the gaps for Germany to play into. If you're going to step as a press, you have to step as a unit.
Saw goals galore in the other two quarterfinals today. Netherlands losing, so the silver medalists from 2012, an 8-times winner of the Champions Trophy, are out after losing by 4-2 against Pakistan. Pakistan, the 3-times Olympic champions and 3-times Champions Trophy champions, are through to yet another semi-final. That's back-to-back semi-finals for them, where they could potentially face Belgium or India, that quarter-final later this evening. So Germany pick up the ball now inside their own half. Hauke in the midfield. Dixon jabs away.
Great return pass.
Here's Polk for Germany. Carson gives chase. Velen does this time pick it up on his reverse. Peels out. Here's Oruz. Back through Muller. Way over on the left is Förster, the goal scorer. Hauke again. 2-3 England players around him. Middleton comes back in defence but concedes the penalty, and it's a free hit just outside the circle. Here's Muller. First time ball takes a deflection from Catlin and punched away from goal by Pinner.
That's good umpiring from Prasad, because that took a horrible deflection outside the circle, but wasn't dangerous to anybody until it started to drop under Pinner's crossbar.
Route one ball back into the circle from Förster was intended for Timur Oruz. Here's another look at that chance.
This is the ball that gets fired in. It takes a touch off Catlin. Pinner decides to play it away. It drops down not dangerously. Then there's second phase, and Pinner again dropping down onto his haunches to get that left-hand deflection.
Middleton, great turn, great spin to get the better of his opposite number there. Now Weir. Support does he have under his arm? Opts to run it himself, looking for that free hit. No advantage and gets it. Whiteman drifts towards the ball to pick it up. Nice 1-2 with Whiteman. Weir keeps going and wins yet another free hit taken on the dotted line. Must move 5 metres now to get into the circle. Has Carson leading back towards him, and Whiteman there again. Is there an avenue through? There's the ball towards the goalkeeper, kicked away in the end by Jacobi. Made no mistake, got something behind it. There was no England touch inside the circle though.
I think that's one of the first touches Jacobi's had to make, and Henry Weir doing exactly what Hauke had done at the other end a moment before, which was change direction on this slippy pitch. If you've planned your movement and you get your foot pattern right, quite often the defender then, or an opposite number, can't match what you are doing, struggles to turn, and you get that extra metre of space.
Brogdon nipping away at the heels of Moritz Förster and concedes the free hit. Middleton and Förster enjoying it there in the midfield, the two captains. Velen Oh, no advantage, what a shame. He was through there and probably would have got the shot off had he got into the circle. That certainly didn't look as though the England players have retreated 5 metres, and they're lucky here not to have conceded a penalty corner.
I think they are, but the letter of the law states the ball has to be stopped before the free hit can be given. At no point was that stopped. It needed to be inside the 25 is what umpire Prasad is saying. There are all sorts of bits and pieces. I'd agree with you, there definitely wasn't the 5 yards, but watch, that's just not stopped at any point.
Job for you yet as an umpire yet. This crossfield ball, Germany into the circle, looks for the deflection, far post, and it was there, it was open. Germany unable to tap home. Grambusch there at full stretch on the far post. This the best chance of the half for Germany.
It's fine, you've got Ures and Grambusch both going for it. I can't believe that they've both missed it, to be honest. Body position's good, ball across is slightly lifted, it just pops over sticks.
Concern there again for England, just too much space for Germany to operate in. 6 minutes remaining in this third quarter, then a final period of 15 minutes. England trail here, and as things stand, would go to the bottom half of the table. They've been knocked out of the semi-final stages as England tapped one in. That was Carson with the first-time ball. It says it came off the foot there of Pilt Arnold. It certainly took a deflection of sorts. Umpire says stick, and it'll be a long corner. There's Whiteman off, backtracking a little bit. German players all around him. Great confidence from the Beeston player. Looks to play the 1-2 interchange pass, and the baseline ball was on to Carson. It'll be another long corner for England.
And this is something that we won't see from January the 1st, the long corner. A couple of people have asked about the rule changes through some of the social media channels. That is one of the things that is going.
Here's Fox taking a slightly more aggressive attacking position, wins a free hit. Jackson, Dixon outside him, space on the touchline again. Willers was free, but Dixon unable to thread a pass through, and now both have to retreat as Wesley comes forward for Germany. This is Muller, cross field.
The pass that Dixon gave looked like he just put it onto a flat stick. What he was trying to do was he was trying to open his hands up, little jabbed slap to just open up and dink over the top of the flat German stick in front of him, but he front edged it. You could tell what he was trying to do because he'd seen the passing line.
Germany just toying with England a little bit here and trying to pull them out of position. England looking to get themselves back into the game. Haven't really had too many clear-cut chances in this half, in the game in fact. Here's Ward giving chase. Ruhr cuts in field, confident drive forward from Germany. Middleton there again to ensure that Christopher Ruhr went no further.
Well, Ruhr just burnt past Dan Fox like he wasn't there, and Dan Fox is not slow. Great option to take it round the outside, pulls it back in. We'll see here, little dink to go over the top of Lewis' stick, and then he just carries on running into the circle. England get away with it with a touch from Middleton.
Catlin now. This is Middleton. Crossfield all the way to Lewis. Didn't get 100% behind that. No harm done. There's the crossfield ball back from Lewis to Middleton as Willers in front of him here. Most of the England attack in this quarter has been down this left-hand channel.
Yeah, but you look at the German lines, I think it's been down this channel because the Germans are setting a marking and zonal defence about 7 or 8 metres in off the touchline, so it offers this space, which means that England have to resort to exactly this, go down into that bottom corner and try and crash the ball in. That is so calm from Förster, recognises the pressure, rolls it, spins it round his feet. So Gleghorn being forced into that kind of shot, suggestion of back six, and now watch this, so composed, around the feet, there we go, I'll win that and walk it away.
Just caught a glimpse of Ward in his peripheral vision and popped it onto the foot for the free hit. Now Germany come down the right-hand side with Fuchs, who already has 2 goals in the tournament, Germany's top goal scorer. Germany with just 3 goals in the tournament, one of those here against England. Moritz Förster separates the 2 sides. No penalty corners for either team yet. That bobbly ball from Müller not gathered over on that far touchline. There is the German captain, sweating from the brow as you'd expect. It's baking hot out there, somewhere up near 70% humidity, and so not easy work for those players out there, used to the slightly chillier conditions of Europe. Little slip there from Weir, but gets there first before Hauke drives forward into the circle. There's Ward now. Weir back through Catlin. Room on the right-hand side for Hort. Thinks about thrashing it forward and does. Jackson takes a touch on. Back to Gleghorn. Can he get the shot off? Yes, he can. Looking for the deflection from Weir, and it goes wide.
It was scrappy to start with, but eventually it ends up with Hoare. Jackson, what a sublime touch. He knew what he was trying to do. Gleghorn's just pulled around it, was unaware really, I think, of where his teammate was. He's gone for that reverse tipping, but at no point do his eyes come up. So, well, he suggests he knew where Henry Weir was, but too much aggression on the twisted movement, pulling it past that left-hand post.
Would you argue there the striker of his calibre should be having a crack at goal?
Absolutely. I just feel that you have to get something on target from that range. We've seen big goalkeepers pretty much consistently this week let stuff in around their feet, not so much in the bottom corners.
Fox looked for Middleton, couldn't complete the pass, and Germany have possession back again. Another chance there for England to gather the ball in the circle, but they didn't. Carson stays high. Pressure now on foot from Gleghorn. Fox through the legs, pops it back towards Gleghorn and wins the free hit. Acres of room over on the right-hand side. Catlin's going to have to come towards it and is beaten there to it by Polk. Germany now with the counter-attack. Hort misses the tackle. Germany come forward again. This to make it two. Skip 2 England tackles and wins the free hit. There was a foot right on the edge of the circle.
Great momentum in the German attack. As soon as Catlin didn't step towards that crossfield pass, it exposed the middle of the pitch for the German counter.
Zwicker with the restart. Hauke now back to Zwicker. Swept away by Hort. And there was a backstick there, well spotted by the umpire. Now a chance for England to counter-attack. Look at the effort these players are putting in from both sides. Middleton there intercepts the ball, has Jackson as the offload. Jackson now drives through the midfield. Oh, huge tackle.
That's horrible. Get off.
That is going to be a card. Timur Aruz gets a card. Ashley Jackson comes tumbling down. And it's still England 0, Germany 1. That's the end of the quarter. So Germany will be a player down when we enter that 4th and final quarter, but they are a goal up. Moritz Förster scoring right at the end of the 2nd quarter, end of the 1st half. Here's that challenge on Jackson.
And it is horrible. Oruz has swung round him, he's missed the ball completely. The contact is hard, he's a big guy anyway. So with that momentum, the right hand is up and there's a shove as well as the contact.
Well, England will have the advantage and they must press home that advantage when they come back out for the 4th and final quarter. They've got 15 minutes to stay in the tournament. 15 minutes of hard work. If they get 1 goal back and it finishes 1-1, we'll go to a shootout and we'll decide who joins Australia in the semi-final that way. At the moment, it's Germany who'll be facing Australia in Saturday's semi-final. So what will Bobby Crutchley be demanding from his players here, Simon?
I think they've just got to take care of the ball in the higher areas. They're doing some good stuff, but it's moments like we saw just at the end of that half when the ball goes cross-field to try and create the space. You remarked on when Barry Middleton tried to go cross-field, he didn't quite get the connection. As soon as the ball speed drops by a fraction, it allows those interceptions and turnovers to take place.
Crowd in good voice this evening, and they'll be even louder and more rowdy for the final game of the day. Belgium versus India. If you've not experienced a game from India and you can stick around, do join us for that one, the final game of the day between Belgium and India directly after this. Final quarter, Germany versus England. Germany lead with 15 minutes to play here. England 0, Germany 1. Moritz Förster, the goal scorer, scored from a penalty corner at the very end of the 1st half. Here's Wesley now for Germany. Takes a little tumble and goes to ground. Germans down to 10 players. Oruz their yellow card just as the whistle blew after he absolutely mauled Ashley Jackson at the end of that 3rd quarter. So England have that extra man, they have that advantage for 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes in the sin bin for Timur Aruz.
Well, I suggest what Crutchley needs to do is decide where he wants to put that extra man. I don't think against the Germans you necessarily want to resort to long ball.
Germans still coming and driving down the baseline. They're looking for the foot. This time it's Dixon who sweeps it only as far as Jackson. Zwicker gets that back. Lewis forces it out wide. And again, hairy times for England at the back.
Yeah, it's just down into the baseline. You just suggestion of obstruction using the feet to come through. Fuchs doesn't get hold of that. It bobbles through and Dixon gets it clear.
Here is Dixon. Jackson now. Lewis outside him to the right.
Going back to where that free man goes, I'd suggest that Crutchley will want to put the free man in midfield. You don't want to resort to long direct ball. You want to have the extra players adding momentum to the attack to be able to step through, join into a press and join into the front line once you've got possession. No point drilling it up into something one-on-one at this stage of the game.
Lewis to Fox, first time touch again, has everyone in the crowd holding their head, even in the production team up here. That was a missed opportunity again. We've seen more than one occasion that unfold for England just like that in this game. Here's where it went wrong.
Here's onto forehand. It just stick a little bit too much aggression on the stick, a little bit too much weight, pushes the stick down into the turf. The 2 inches of carbon become 1.5 inches, and suddenly the ball just skips up off the top.
What's that a sign of? Is that concentration? Is it something else? Let us know your player insight in a sec as Germany come through and kick the ball there. This time, wrong sport.
Yeah, it tends to be when a player is stationary. If they're stationary and they're really focused on it, they appreciate that the pitch is quite soft, it's slippery at times, and you actually over worry about it, so there's no natural flow. And as soon as you stop, you just lean on the stick, lean forward a little bit in an effort to concentrate on the trap, pushes the stick head down and actually is counterproductive.
England fans will be screaming at their televisions, at their computer screens. Come on, England. They trail by a goal to nil here. England 0, Germany 1. Just over 12 minutes left to play as Michael Hoare picks up the ball now. This is Henry Weir, infield to Catlin. Catlin tries to create a little bit of space by dipping that shoulder, wins the free hit which he takes, and Jackson now comes forward. England looking for a deflection inside the circle. It's come back and hit Zwicker on the foot. So England with the free hit. First time ball inside the circle, this time Fox gathers, comes across the face of D, and England, can they slot it home? Dixon here on the spin, oh, just outside the far post, it's still alive.
Well, Paco Vasquez thought it had gone behind him and off the pitch. The corner's been given for a foot. The goal's been knocked all over the place. Dixon span.
Fair ground, let's have another look at it.
Ball in from Fox, gets crashed across, there's contact. That's a great save from Jacobi, give him his due. Jacobi piles into his post. That was end of stick. That does hit a foot, so there's no... Vasquez thinks that's gone off and it's stayed on from Middleton. He plays it into a foot to win the corner.
Well, well, well. Here we go. England's first penalty corner of the game. Germany have had 6. They've converted once through Moritz Förster to take the lead. Now England have a chance to get back in. Ashley Jackson at the top of the D. Here he goes, takes it high, and Jacobi stands up to it. Gleghorn looking for the rebound. Ruhr reverse sticks the ball away to Zwicker, only as far as his foot though, and England can sustain this pressure with Dixon playing back into Fox. Now Jackson. Jackson with space and Lewis outside to his left-hand side. Jackson goes himself, earns the free hit on the top of the D again. England bring it back to the 5-metre line, that dotted line 5 metres outside. They've moved it the obligatory 5 and can now try and get into the circle again. No obstruction there, says the umpire.
Shave tackle from Gleghorn. When you come in from the wrong side, push the stick low through the ball to knock it away. We see the corner. I don't think Jackson gets hold of this. Straight down the middle. He doesn't get the disguise. His shoulders have rolled left as his hands have gone right. He's waited for the trap. It's not dead and he hasn't got the usual power on it. Gleghorn then can't pick it for the rebound.
We talked about the bobble and Germany missing a series of chances there. You really saw it on that last replay, just how bobbly that injection is coming out towards the top of the D.
Yeah, and we've got a random call here for video referral. It's in the 25, which they are allowed to do, and Catlin is saying that it hits a foot inside the 25.
So do you want video? Over there. Over there. Yes. But it was asking for video, he said now he don't want video. That's 4, I stopped the time. So go
he asked for video,
you want
and then
video?
he said no.
Then we're going.
So Catlin has asked for video.
Come on, go there. No.
Catlin's asked for video in the 25 because he felt that it hit his foot.
I stopped the time. So if it's not video, I'm alright, but he wanna be out. If you want video, we'll go for video. Because we stopped the time.
So Catlin asked for video. We can't consistently hear this. So we watch here, it goes into the circle. Catlin feels it hits a foot. That there seems to hit the toes of Rua. He asks for TV. Vasquez doesn't give anything. Okay, so what we're hearing, the rules are, I apologise for my lack of understanding, is because it doesn't lead to a penalty corner or a goal opportunity, it can't be a video referral.
Catlin, though, will he still pick up a green card? We're waiting to find out. Barry Middleton still having a chat with the umpire in his 100th appearance in an umpire's shirt.
Barry, please, no. We are going for bully because I spotted the time. That's enough. Barry, please.
Okay, so Paco Vasquez saying he's fed up with wasting time. It's a bully, but it does look like Catlin is going to still get that green card for
asking for a video referral?
For asking for a video referral, so you can assume there's ignorance in there because he can't ask for a video referral.
Well, we'll just wait for them to sort this mess out here and we'll get confirmation whether Catlin does indeed get that green card. He does. He's trotting off for a 2-minute sin bin. As soon as he sits down and the game gets back underway, his 2 minutes can start. But as you can see, he's understandably furious. And then just clarification there that England unable to ask for the video referral because the decision wouldn't have led to a penalty corner.
Yeah, not unless Catlin felt it was a deliberate foot and therefore could have been a corner, but he wasn't thinking that quickly. He's gone to appeal because he felt it was inside the 25. And you can understand that. And in the heat of battle, you forget those tiny nuances of the rules. I get it. The upside being is that England do keep their referral because it wasn't a referral.
Great to take a positive. Certainly didn't look like there was a deliberate foot there from Christopher Rua. This is Ashley Jackson now for England. Middleton picks up the charge. Important England retain possession during this phase where they are down a player. Nick Catlin off in the sin bin for 2 minutes. Lewis strokes that one over Middleton's way. Middleton actually popping that one back onto his own foot.
Yeah, it was under pressure from Fuchs. There was a substitution behind him. He didn't get the call, but there was some pressure. And obviously Germany with this man up, I would expect them to be, every time England get the ball now, they're going to put a man forward into the face of the ball carrier to deny any sort of easy pass towards their own circle. They can exert some real pressure here, put one of their forwards very high to baseline, stretch the England defence and cause them problems.
Well, it's not been the goal fest that we saw this afternoon between four teams in the other quarterfinals. Netherlands losing 4-2 to Pakistan. Argentina getting knocked out and losing 4-2 to Argentina. Just the one goal in this one between England and Germany. Germany looking to make that 2 now. That's Middleton's tackle onto the foot. There's another look at it, lunging forward. I mean, technically, that was perfect. Coming forward, taking the ball off the attacker and earning the foot and the free hit. So then, at what stage does Crutchley start thinking about substituting his goalkeeper? How brave do England feel? Is that the sort of last 3 or 4 minutes of the game?
For me, he starts thinking about it now and deciding when he wants to do it and what are the signals that he's looking for. I'd suggest you probably need to be looking at between 3 and 2 minutes to go to resort to that sort of tactic.
As Ward shoots from outside the D, needs that glove from Jacobi. Remember, England just need one goal here. A draw will do it to take it to a shootout. There is Crutchley, who will be contemplating bringing George Pinner off and adding on a kicking back. Back up to full strength, though. Nick Catlin having served his green card suspension. Here come Germany, though, with Velen. Ball coming across the circle, and Middleton again. I think he's had a great game, Barry Middleton. He's been first to the ball every single time, got in front of his opposite number there as well.
Yeah, he has played exceptionally well all over the pitch. We were fortunate enough to chat to Andy Halliday, the England manager, and they say that he's just got an unbelievable engine on him. Mikey Hoare, that's horrible.
Yeah, lucky not to pick up a card there as well. It was pretty ugly too. Hoare fronts up to this one. Germans just been given too much space again. This time it's Dixon that scraps the ball away. goes over the baseline. Final touch was off a German stick, so England have possession. 7.5 minutes to go. As it stands at the moment, England will be knocked out and won't play any further part. There's that bit of skill from Velen, and here's that step from Middleton. Yeah,
it's a step from Middleton, but Velen we've criticised for not picking up the ball in those bottom corners consistently during this game. He's done much better in these latter stages.
Willers now can't find a way through. Förster just comes in and cleans him up and wins the free hit.
Well, Förster's been immense in the heart of that German defence as well. He's just marshalled the troops. He's stepped in the way of so many balls. That is an absolutely massive aerial. Looking long for Fuchs. It's got to be the best part of 60, 70 yards.
Let's give Hoare some credit there too as well. He brought it down comfortably and has set up this attack. Jackson now steams across the 23. That was going towards Ward's stick, and that's been lifted up into Jackson. Surely that's going to be a penalty corner. It is.
Yeah, that's high. It's a wild defensive swing. It was Hoare who took it down, as you say, Mike, and then Jackson drove in, played it into the circle, looking for the forward run. Eyes were up. He's trying to play this cross field for the lead out from Sam Ward on his backhand, and that's a panicked clearance from the middle of the defence from Winfeder.
Yeah, cleaning Ashley Jackson up, but he's back up on his feet, and he looks like he's the target man at the top of the D. Jackson with Brogdon alongside him. Didn't quite get hold of England's one and only other penalty corner. Moritz Förster on the line. No face masks for the Germans, not all of them anyway. Running that tight line to try and deny Ashley Jackson. England to equalise. From the top of the D, Ashley Jackson takes the flick, keeps it low this time. Looking for the rebound. Off the backhand, Catlin couldn't let it rip. Great save then from Nicholas Jacobi. That was low this time into the keeper's right-hand side.
It was low, and that was Jackson mixing it up slightly, but Catlin, that's twice in the circle. He's had the opportunity to just get it under control and pass it, lay it off to a teammate. But in that instance, it was that little bit selfish. On the right-hand side, there were shooting options if he'd laid it off. Whiteman does well.
Wins the free hit, gets it going again through Jackson, onto that backhand. Scuffs the ball out towards Willers, still finds its target though. Willers now thinks about thumping it in. It's Lewis on the overlapping run. This is Jackson again. England with room out on the right-hand side. Whiteman's completely free up there. Weir thinks about it, but comes back through Hoare.
Well, it was Lewis a moment ago who was on the overlap with Willers up in that top left-hand corner, and he obviously scored that backhand goal the other day that was incredibly important against the Belgians, and by going up there, forcing his way up, turning the English backline into a two-man defence and create that extra overlapping player that's hard to mark.
And they'll need an equaliser here too. Finished 1-1 against Belgium the other day. They secured top spot in their pool, but it matters for nothing if they can't beat Germany here. Can they take it to extra time? Shootout, in fact. We don't have extra time anymore. Don't get too excited. Weir there, down in the bottom corner. Tucks the ball back under his body. Here's Hoare again. England have 5 minutes remaining. Onto the baseline now. Free hit there. No, German ball. Moritz Förster again at the heart of the German defence.
And it's all about can Germany consistently continue this defensive movement. Their shape around the edge of their circle inside this 5-yard dotted line is immense. They haven't got pulled out of position once. The balls haven't gone between them deep into the circle. It's been in the corners. And again, who is the man who intercepts?
Here's Moritz Förster trying to get Sam Ward in a spin, but good pressure here from England's Sam Ward. He's got Arnold to beat as well. And unfortunately doesn't come away with it. Germany are just over 4 minutes away from the semi-finals. It'll be a semi-final berth against Australia should they beat England here. The Germans standing strong in defence. England ball. Willers was underneath it. 4 minutes. Now England have to give it everything. Still no sign of that goalkeeping change with 4 minutes to go. They haven't hit the panic button just yet, but it really is edge of the seat stuff. More instructions coming on from Crutchley. A chance for Germany to counter-attack. This is Grambusch getting his feet around so well, getting his eyes up too, but there's England.
Well, Grambusch has been one of those busier players during the course of this tournament so far. The individual skill and flair he has shown has been right up there with Florian Fuchs, Christopher Ruhr, but it just hasn't fallen for any of those players today. It's been more about in these latter stages how well the German defence has held up. You think how few times Jacobi's touched it.
Oh, look at that strength from the German captain, who was in fine form, such confidence to bring it through that left-hand channel. Wins the free hit. Remember, coming back from injury, missed out in the World Cup, and this is his first major tournament back since for Moritz Förster. Captains today, has the goal on the board that Germany need. Now Germany have an overlapping run. Oh, Gommel breaks the tackle into the circle again. Germany still have it alive, looking to make it two. They do, and it's game over for England. Christopher Ruhr adds a second, and Germany will face Australia in the semi-finals. It's England 0, Germany 2.
It was all because Michael Hall stepped out that little bit too quickly. That's a great touch and turn. How to get that across. Pinner completely undone. There was nothing he could do. Real composed take from Ruhr as his feet went from underneath him. He's managed to get enough lift to go over the top of the big man in the England goal. He knows that he's sealed this result. Well, pretty much sealed this result for the Germans.
Markus Weisse's result, Germany's result, and Christopher Ruhr's result. England with the restart. England 0, Germany 2. Ruhr scoring on 58 minutes to add to Moritz Förster's goal. Now England have to score in the next 30 seconds if they stand any chance of keeping their hopes alive here, but they haven't troubled Jacobi's goal in this second half. 2 penalty corners in it for England. Neither of them getting by, and England just unable to get on the score sheet today. Germans will just run down the clock here with Zwicker keeping that close stick control. Hauke now picking up the baton, and they're in no rush. There is the goal scorer, the FIH Young Player of the Year last year. The formidable talent here is the German side, definitely putting everything into their youth programme with 7 members of the Junior World Cup team that won in 2013 here in this full German squad out here in India. England continue to come forward through Weir. Still no way through past this strong line of German defence. Hornau slaps one in. Oh dear. There is a small error from Germany at the back. No advantage from the foot earned by Ashley Jackson. Needs to get this in, needs to move it 5 metres first though. Oh dear, careless ball.
And England are at 11 men. They've substituted the goalkeeper. Michael Hall's put a bib on. Here's the goal though. It's the first attempt to go out, and it's a great ball to the baseline to Grambusch. The man we said had a quiet half. He pulls it back to Ruhr, who's done very little in the attacking circle. Typical. 2 people have had a quiet afternoon, suddenly dictate the outcome.
England with a chance there, and well, that would have been one back, and you can see the frustration on Mark Gleghorn's face as he slipped there in front of goal. Jackson skips one tackle, past Förster, gets the shot off, and again across the face of goal. Gleghorn was there, Ward was there, still no goal for England. Förster taking a chance to have a break, sit down. England almost getting back into this one.
Yeah, there's the deflection. Gleghorn feeling he should have got something on it. Jacobi's done exactly what a goalkeeper should do, attack the ball. Jackson then bustling his way through, Förster missing it. Gleghorn and Ward, neither of them able to get the end of a stick for the faintest touch.
So, we know that Pakistan are through to the semi-finals, where they will face either Belgium or India. That game's still to come. Australia beating Argentina today as well, and it will be Germany that face Australia in Saturday's semi-final. A win here then for Germany after a slow start in the tournament, just their second win of the tournament, but they've beaten here England in the knockout stages by 2-0. Well, Germany, you've got to give credit to them. They were the better side on the day. They took their chances, 6 penalty corners in all, one of those converted by that man there, Moritz Förster, as we went in at half-time. Christopher Ruhr extended Germany's lead right at the death of the second half as England tried to throw everything forward to get back into this game. But it is Germany that progressed through to the semi-finals. Right result on the day, Simon?
You feel so. I mean, we don't get some intricate statistics up here, and you get a feeling about how the game has progressed. And England, whilst they had quite a lot of ball, there was no real outcome.
Full-time score here, England 0, Germany 2. Germany through to the semis. So then, Germany will be chuffed to bits with that result. Ruhr, Förster, both on the score sheet. And Moritz Förster, you could just tell it might be the Germans' day. He came out with the right attitude and he's managed to inspire his troops here. Germany, who we said started the tournament slowly with that 1-0 win against the host India. They went on and lost to the Netherlands. They went on and lost to Argentina, but they have beaten England in the all-important quarter-finals. There's Christopher Ruhr, who scored today. Let's talk you through all those goals. Moritz Förster's first on the stroke of half-time. It was a beauty.
Perfectly executed, out and stopped dead. Pinner got no extension out of his right leg, which would have to push his left hand up and across. The Germans then, Michael Horst stepping out a little bit too quick. Fuchs finds Grambusch, it goes across. Ruhr on the far post makes no mistake. Henry Ruhr was possibly a little bit too far away from his opposite number. He's tried to play through it, not got enough on it.
Wow, what about that reaction from the German coach? You never see him too animated. That really does drill home how important it was to Germany to win this match. There are the match stats. What can we take from that? Germany actually outplayed possession-wise in that second half, but they just got more shots on target and scored more goals from them.
Yeah, Germany just did more with the ball that they had. They were happy to soak up pressure. England didn't eliminate in high midfield channels. Consequently, they couldn't turn that 62% into anything more than just the 8 circle penetrations. Same as the Germans, and the outcome is what it is because that was more efficient and effective from Germany.
Well, a disappointing finish for England. They will play in the bottom half of the draw now here in the final major tournament of 2014. Don't forget the big one still to come this evening. Game 16 of the tournament on day 4. Belgium versus India, as Germany set off on their lap of honour to thank the crowd here. Let's get down pitch side for the hero man of the match.
Yes, hello and welcome to the post-match presentation for this Hero Champions Trophy quarter-final, beautifully won by Germany against England. I have alongside me a representative of the International Hockey Federation, Mr. Ken Reid, who will make the presentation of the Hero Man of the Match trophy, as well as a check prize of 25,000 rupees to Germany's captain and today's Hero Man of the Match, Moritz Förster. Moritz, I guess you can judge from the reaction. They like you down here in India.
Yeah, and I love India. Thanks for supporting us. It's always nice to play here.
What was the difference between the Germany of the pool stages and the Germany which took the turf today?
I think we're a very young team. We're still progressing. We're still working on our game. And I think today we put in a really good performance. We knew that this is KO stage, knockout stage. That's when it counts. And I think we're always quite good when it counts. So I'm quite happy and very happy for the team.
Just picking up on your point about the young team, that puts a lot of emphasis, I suppose, on senior guys like you. And in that sense, you must be pleased that Christopher got a goal as well.
Yeah, I'm always happy when he scores. He's a guy, he likes to celebrate just like I do. So I'm very happy for him.
One quick thought about your semi-final, because Australia is also gathering steam just like Germany.
Oh, they are so good. We watch them here every day. They started slowly, but now they really got some pace. And it will be a really, really tough match for us. But I hope the crowd will enjoy it, and it's semi-finals now, so let's go.
Well, enjoy your off day and all the best for the big semis.
Cheers.
Moritz Förster, a favourite here with the fans. Remember, he plays over here in the Hockey India League, which kick-starts again midway through January. He'll be there. Ranchi Rhinos, his side for the last 2 years. That's how they all know him. And Germany, victors here today in this game against England. 2 goals, one by the captain, who also got the Hero Man of the Match award, Moritz Förster. Christopher Ruhr adding a second. England with no reply. That means England will face Argentina in their final game on Saturday, and then concluding things on Sunday with another. Australia will face Germany. There we go. 2-0, the final score. They're the other results from today as well. Argentina going down by 4 goals to 2 to the world champions Australia. Netherlands, the silver medalist from the World Cup and runners-up here 2 years ago in Melbourne, lost 4-2 to Pakistan. Pakistan will face the winner of the game between Belgium and India. That's next. Remember, all the details that you need on our Facebook page. We're also on Twitter, and if you can stick around for this game from Bhubaneswar, we strongly suggest that you do that. Momentum gathering for this final game of day 4 at the 2014 Champions Trophy. It wasn't England's day today, it was all Germany in the third quarter-final. They've beaten England here by 2-0. Thank you very much for your company from Simon and myself, Michael. Cheers for now.